The Fox News Rundown is a weekday morning podcast that dives deep into the major and controversial stories of the day. Hosted by the anchors of Fox News Radio. Subscribe now to hear a perspective of news you won't find anywhere else. Listen now by going to foxnewspodcasts.com. It's the Hammer Time Podcast. Fox News Channel's Bill Hemmer takes you one-on-one with engaging personalities covering the critical issues of the day. Find Hammer Time now by going to foxnewspodcasts.com. America's listening to Fox News.
Fox Nation is the place for exclusive content you can't get anywhere else. New opinion shows from Laura Ingraham, Tucker Carlson, and Tommy Lahren you can only get by signing up for Fox Nation. Plus, the real stories behind the headlines. Documentaries on Chappaquiddick, Jimmy Hoffa, and more that you'll only find on Fox Nation. More of the opinion done right you crave? It's on Fox Nation. Documentaries and specials you can't get anywhere else? They're on Fox Nation. So go to foxnation.com today and sign up now for Fox Nation. Opinion done right now.
I'm John Addison, a lifetime Bulldog fan, Georgia graduate, and the chairman of distribution for Primerica, the largest independent financial services marketing company in North America. To win big in the SEC in life requires commitment. Since 1977, Primerica has been committed to helping families prepare for a better future. We're a Georgia-based company and, like the Dogs, have a proven track record of success. Primerica is proud to sponsor Sports Conversations with Lauren Smith. Go Dogs!
Over the years, you've brought them into your home. You were prescribed opioids after the C-section and after Dad's back injury. They helped when you were in pain, and you held on to them just in case. But did you know holding on to unused opioids puts your family at risk? Trouble with opioids can start at home with unused medicines such as pills, patches, and syrups. You can remove the risk and protect your family. Find out how at www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
Since 1946, Murphy's Builder Supply has been serving the folks of Jessup, Wayne, and surrounding counties with quality products and knowledgeable service. Matter of fact, they feel they sell service first to make sure you get exactly what you need for your home improvement projects. And with each employee at Murphy's being there for 10 years or more, you know you're talking with someone with the experience to help you with building supplies, tools, paint, and all the things you need from a full-service hardware store. The best choice in home improvement is Murphy's Builder Supply, 156 Northeast Broad Street, Jessup.
For the best car wash at the best price, then go to the new Nips Car Wash, located at 459 Highway 301 South, down from McDonald's in Jessup. Nips Car Wash features state-of-the-art IQ automatic car wash system. Every car or truck that enters the automatic IQ wash system is scanned to capture its unique vehicle profile to give you a great car wash every time. Nips Car Wash also features 2 self-service bays where you can choose from a variety of accessories such as foam brush, tire brush, bug off, wax, clear coat, and spot-free rinse with powerful blowers located in each bay to top off your car wash experience at an affordable price. For the best quality car wash around, go to the new Nips Car Wash located down from McDonald's on the left on Highway 301 South in Jessup. That's Nips Car Wash with a state-of-the-art IQ automatic wash system on Highway 301 South down from McDonald's in Jessup.
Time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show on WIFO-FM Jessup, brought to you by Murphy Builder Supply and Nips Car Wash. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning, Jonathan. Happy Friday.
Yes, it is.
Again, we're talking about how Wayne County is fortunate, dodged the bullet, school's back open today, but the man that knows everything that took place down there at Hurricane Central is with us, the Emergency Management Director, Richard Johnson. Richard, appreciate you coming in. First of all, thanks for all the information, all the updates. Kept everybody up to date. We continue to get the updates every day and get it on the air, let people know. But, again, we kind of dodged the bullet when this storm first arrived and before Labor Day weekend. The big story was it was headed to Florida and then the Georgia coast. But, fortunately, it dodged Florida and pretty much stayed off the coast of Georgia. But the Carolinas got hit pretty bad. But the big devastation was in the Bahamas. But you've got the figures here, Wayne County. Again, as we mentioned on the news, not much damage, not many people lost power, but you understand there were a few trees down, and some people did lose power. So just give us the statistics that you got with you here today.
Sure. We had 38 customers that lost power early on, about 3:30 in the afternoon, and I think we had a total of 11 trees and or limbs in roadways. So very minimal damage to the area, and we're thankful for that.
You know, it's always better to err on the side of caution because, you know, you got these Sunday morning quarterbacks going, why did they close schools? We didn't get any rain? We didn't, but you just don't know. I mean, you have to erred on the side of caution when you see these advisories. And I said, explain where you get your information from. Explain who all was down there at, I call it Hurricane Central, where you have those meetings in the room where everybody gets the update. The school superintendent's always there. The hospital administrator's there. I mean, key players, the mayors are there. So tell us what all takes place at those briefings and where you get the information from.
Yeah, we during a time of possible threat, we have direct communication with National Weather Service out of Jacksonville, who provides our weather for here. We have minimum and had 3 calls and briefings with them daily, one at 8, one at 1:30, one at 6 p.m. So we did have community leaders that would come in, and we could give them the latest information. The last forecast that we put out was the worst possible scenario coming from the National Weather Service, gust of 39 to 58. We recorded one gust at 35 miles an hour was the highest, and sustained winds less than 39, and they were mostly around 14 miles an hour. So the information we put out was accurate. These guys work in conjunction with National Hurricane Center, and they're remarkably accurate. Their path, they gave us 72 hours in front of the storm, was within 42 miles of the actual path of the hurricane, which I found to be incredibly accurate and remarkable.
You know, the hurricane stayed pretty much off the coast, but it was still, the eye of it was so far out, it would kind of surprise me, a little bit of rain. I mean, they were forecasting 1 to 3 inches. Did anybody get any rain? I didn't get any rain.
I don't think we had any recorded rainfall amounts, and they actually told us that. I mean, we published, one less than 3, and they told us ahead of time there's a big pocket of dry air off you. You're going to get very little to no rain, and I was surprised as well. They got it south of us. They got it north of us. They were spot on.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the state, watching the coverage of Savannah got a lot of rain, a lot of power outages, but Tybee Island seemed to take the brunt in the state of Georgia. Any other areas in the state that received much damage?
All the coastal counties, they had their primary concern, and was from the get-go, was surge from the hurricane and the low-lying areas, the coastal counties, and they told us it was going to be a coastal event, and I hadn't heard of any significant damage. I know DOT had closed several bridges, and they had to be re-inspected. And to my knowledge, they're all back open, and everything's running as normal.
And this is just the first of probably several to come. I think we got, several more weeks. Like they said, 6 weeks still left of the hurricane season. So if people out there, they don't have a hurricane kit, they don't know what to have to prepare, explain what they need in their household to be ready in case the storm does hit this area.
Well, certainly, like you said, Bob, it is hurricane season, and people, you just need to have on hand water, a gallon of water per person per day this time of year, flashlights, batteries, some non-perishable food. Be sure if there's a threat that you've got prescription medicines and food. Be prepared where you can't go outside for a day or two if that's necessary, or lose power.
The governor declared our area a state of emergency along with other counties. What does that actually mean when he does that? Does that mean we're eligible for funds in case it does hit, or what does that mean when the governor says Wayne County is in a state of emergency?
Yeah, it opens up a lot of things, Bob. One of them is if there's significant impact, funding through FEMA, and also it changes some of the laws as far as trucking laws go, where they can get needed supplies to the affected areas. The big trucks, they extend their hours they're able to drive commercial vehicles. They get to bypass way stations and go ahead and have us resources sitting there if they're needed. Just expedite getting help to people.
I know that they had the evacuation from the island, so they blocked off the road area where everybody had to take the overpass and things like that. So everybody asked the question too, who decides whether or not, I know Wayne County didn't have any shelters open, so who decides that, whether there's going to be a shelter open in Wayne County or not? Is that the American Red Cross that does that, or who decides that?
They the official shelters are Red Cross. I'm gonna mention them in particular. Will not open up a shelter in an area that they expect to be impacted. we did have a list there of shelters in adjoining counties. There was some in Douglas. There was some in neighboring counties that they felt like everything would be operation as normal.
And like I said, we had trees down, but I guess the road department handled that pretty well. I know they're on guard there in the meetings as well. Yeah,
actually, they were ready to respond, and the sheriff's office, Sheriff Carter, and the police department, they were, essential, and I think they were actually able to remove any debris that was a problem. No major problems. We didn't really want people out at night because there could have been. We could have had that weird gust of 60 miles an hour, like I said, which we didn't, but you got to prepare to have it. And the whole county was pretty much patrolled and ridden over to be sure that those things didn't happen, creating hazards.
Yeah, I'm sure you've seen the scenes from the Bahamas. Have you ever seen anything like that before?
No, sir, that was terrible. They were certainly devastated. Like I said, it was a historical event. And when the Hurricane Center and the National Weather Service, in their modeling of storms, they use historical data. Part of that factor is where they've been, a hurricane like that, where they've been, where did they go. And there's a lot of other factors, water temperature, upper level winds, high pressure cells. There's a lot that actually steers this thing. So when it stalled on the Bahamas, at one point there, it was like having a F4 tornado, 90 miles wide, sitting on top of them.
All right. Yes, joining us, Richard Johnson, the Emergency Management Agency Director, is in with us. I know you have a staff. How many people involved in emergency management in Wayne County overall?
Well, actually, the whole community helps, and we had a couple of volunteers, Bob, but the actual paid staff is myself and Sharon Corson. Of course, we work closely with all the law enforcement, the government officials. We also were given a National Guard liaison that stayed in our Emergency Operations Center with us, as well as we had a meteorologist in our EOC this particular time who volunteered to come down and help us monitor the storm. Like I told you, the National Weather Service was spot on. They talk, their coverage areas like from Palatka to the Omaha River. So we conference that when the storm gets closer, normally it's jointly. When it gets closer, they split off Georgia and Florida to be more specific to our area. And actually, after the briefing, I had one of them call me on my cell phone and just talk to me a little bit about Wayne County. We got their cell numbers. They have ours. These guys are just great to work with and extremely good at what they do. And
it's out of Jacksonville, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
People ask that question too, why Jacksonville? Why not somewhere in the state of Georgia?
And that's another thing, Bob, past the Omaha River, their weather comes out of Charleston from National Weather Service, is their coverage area. So a lot of the things we saw, like on WTOC and that sort of stuff, was their weather is actually obtained from Charleston, ours from Jacksonville. And they have to, the media like that has to err on the worst possible case scenario, and they did. They're a coastal area, and I think a lot of people were confused by seeing what they were putting out as far as what was actually going to impact us here. It's a whole different story.
Jonathan, anybody asking any questions on the internet?
Nobody, but you can text them in at 912-427-3711 if you've got a question for Richard Johnson today. Be happy to entertain that right here on WIFO, 912-427-3711.
Again, as we mentioned, it's better to decide on the err on the side of caution. That's what Wayne County did. Again, everybody breathing a sigh of relief because it was, that night it was anticipated it was going to be some gusts and power outages, things like that. Just got to feel fortunate that it didn't affect this area. I guess it stayed far enough off the coast that it didn't do much damage here.
Yeah, we were lucky, Bob, and I'd say lucky. We were blessed. The whole East Coast, really, Florida and Georgia, North Carolina is getting pounded right now. But that's why the information they gave us we put out was that they don't think it's going to be that intense. They always take it up a notch. So we erred on the side of safety, and so do they for what was going to impact us here.
Just curious, you mentioned you've been going nonstop. How much sleep do you get over the past several days with this hurricane coming? Because it is a 24-hour event with your staff to keep everybody up to date, get the information out, make sure everybody stays safe. So,
yeah,
it's do you get any sleep at all?
Yeah, actually, Bob. This is my 11th day at work straight. we just keep a close eye on this. The night of the storm, of course, I was up I think 30 hours awake and either getting information or putting it out or assessing any damages. So it was a long day.
Like I said, it's a joint effort. Everybody comes together. Like I said, who all shows up at those briefings? I know the school superintendent's there. I know the hospital administrator's there. All the law enforcement there. Anybody else, that shows up?
All of our elected officials, the mayors of Scriven and Odom and Jessup, Rainier's got their representatives there. Clay was there. The DOT was an integral part. They were there with us. And something I was really in particular impressed with was State Representative Stephen Meeks. He came to the briefings. He was in our meetings and actually volunteered to offer any of his equipment he had to help us with road clearing if needed. And I appreciate him being that concerned about our citizens here in Wayne County.
Well, it sounds great, Richard. Again, appreciate you coming in. Again, I just want to thank you for getting us the information because we get those updates every so often, and we get the information out, let people know, what to do, where to go. So we just appreciate the information, working closely with your office. But again, it's amazing if nobody's ever been down to that area to watch those briefings. It's something amazing to watch. I mean, it's amazing how much information they do have and the forecast that they give you hour by hour, day by day. So it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, and also, Bob, something I didn't mention, we were on conference briefings with GEMA, too, Georgia Emergency Management, as well as the Weather Service. And it gets kind of hectic around there as far as meetings and briefings. But that's good. That way we can stay up to date. Each update, we would change our information we're putting out based on what we were told and the information we were receiving.
Before the season begins, I know you get a briefing on what they anticipate. Is it going to be a lot of hurricanes throughout the year, or what was the projection when they first had the first meeting about this hurricane season? What did they forecast?
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a busy year. So hopefully it's the only one we're going to be affected by, but we'll certainly be there and we'll be monitoring and we'll certainly let you know there's several systems out there now, and it's just too early to tell. This thing drug its feet, as everybody knows. I mean, we expected it to be here last Saturday, and you see when it came. So that's stalling.
That was the thing that just amazed me too. Like you said, it just traveled so slowly, 1 mile per hour, and just lasted. I think they said 38 hours at the Bahamas where they did all that devastation. I mean, have you ever seen a hurricane move that slow or just stay in one area that long?
I personally have not, and like I said, there was no historical data where one had done that. So that was.
The highest I ever saw it get up to was like 8 miles per hour. So it was just kind of a very slow moving storm, and it reached out so far. So. Still amazed we didn't get any rain. I thought for sure we'd get that.
Yeah, you and I both, and we were prepared for that. Road department was prepared, but they're telling us, no, you're not really going to get any rain. It'll be less than 3 inches, if any, and they were spot on.
No, I know that before I do that, we've got a comment in. Thank you to you and your staff for the tireless efforts during the storm and all the emergency staff of Wayne County. Now, yesterday, I think Gardai got just to look like the equivalent of a heavy thunderstorm because there were puddles of water there, but you moved back in about 3 more miles and nothing, and then you got to the station and nothing. I think there might have been some heavy squalls in certain places in terms of rain, but I didn't see much of anything anywhere.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that because even National Weather Service told us, look, the most impacted areas you're going to have is the Gardai, Mount Pleasant area, possibly Doctortown, but the rest of they had a line drawn there as well. So they know the areas of our county. These guys are just remarkable.
Right. It's amazing how much information they have.
Yes, sir.
I said we just appreciate you getting us the information. Appreciate you coming in. We'll let you get out of here. I know you got to be tired, so we'll wait for the next one. But like I said, people need to be aware it is hurricane season. So just get the essentials. Like I said, you got to have bottled water. I said electricity going out is the main thing. Make sure you have flashlights, batteries, a way to, at least, and how much food should they have?
Yeah, they say enough non-perishable food for 3 days.
3 days.
Well, I can speak from experience. You can't eat spaghetti and meatballs directly out of the can without eating them.
There you go.
Yeah, you just don't want to eat your hurricane snacks before it's time, right? Now we can get into them.
There you go. Okay, we're going to take a break, come back more of the Butch and Bob Show. Richard, again, thanks for coming in.
Thank you. Appreciate you having us.
We'll be back with more after this.
Since 1946, Murphy's Builder Supply has been serving the folks of Jessup, Wayne, and surrounding counties with quality products and knowledgeable service. Matter of fact, they feel they sell service first to make sure you get exactly what you need for your home improvement projects. And with each employee at Murphy's being there for 10 years or more, you know you're talking with someone with the experience to help you with building supplies, tools, paint, and all the things you need from a full-service hardware store. The best choice in home improvement is Murphy's Builder Supply, 156 Northeast Broad Street, Jessup.
For the best car wash at the best price, then go to the new Nips Car Wash, located at 459 Highway 301 South, down from McDonald's in Jessup. Nips Car Wash features state-of-the-art IQ automatic car wash system. Every car or truck that enters the automatic IQ wash system is scanned to capture its unique vehicle profile to give you a great car wash every time. Nips Car Wash also features 2 self-service bays where you can choose from a variety of accessories such as foam brush, tire brush, bug off, wax, clear coat, and spot-free rinse with powerful blowers located in each bay to top off your car wash experience at an affordable price. For the best quality car wash around, go to the new Nips Car Wash, located down from McDonald's on the left on Highway 301 South in Jessup. That's Nips Car Wash with a state-of-the-art IQ automatic wash system on Highway 301 South down from McDonald's in Jessup.
Buying a car can be overwhelming and sometimes stressful, even on top of a busy life already. How do you take the stress out of buying a car? I'm Chad Neesmith, and you should come to Neesmith Chevrolet Buick GMC of Jessup, where we have a proven hassle-free buying experience, where you get the best deal from people that treat you like family. We strive to be a dealership that honors God in every sale. So we ask you to come out to Jessup, Georgia, and try our hassle-free buying experience, and drive away in the vehicle that both fits your needs and your budget. At Neesmith, you know you'll be treated right no matter what price range vehicle you want. We treat all our customers the way we would want to be treated, making sure everyone is treated like an honored guest in our home every time, without fail, no exceptions. So if you want the best deal on your next new or used vehicle, make the short drive to Neesmith Chevrolet Buick GMC of Jessup or visit us online at neesmithjessup.com. You'll be glad you did. Chevy, find new roads.
WIFO-FM Big Dog Country at 8:16 on this Friday, and during the break, Bob asked a question. Let's go ahead and cover that.
I just want to go over the weekend schedule. I said Braves have this important 4-game set. One game won last night, 4-2, so they're 8 games up. Tonight's game, no problem. I got that game for you live on Big Dog Country, and then right after that, we'll have the high school scoreboard show for Tommy Palmer. He'll give the scores throughout the state of Georgia. That's the plan for the Friday, but Saturday you got college football and Braves. Sunday you got 2 football games in Braves. So I'll just let you give the schedule on what's going to take place this weekend. What's going to happen
there? All right, Georgia Southern 4-6 on FM 105.5 tomorrow, and Tech is a noon and 2 on AM 1370 Fox Sports Radio. Then of course Sunday both Falcons and Jaguars are a 1 o'clock kick after the NFL on Fox on AM 1370. So what will happen is we will delay the Braves until 6 p.m. both Saturday and Sunday. We'll start right at first pitch, 6 p.m. in delay on AM 1370. So that we will air those games, but they'll be in delay on WLOP.
Sounds good. And again, a reminder, the high school football game has been postponed to November 1st. So again, no Wayne County High School football game will be back home next Friday night, taking on Beaufort, South Carolina. So again, those are the announcements. Again, the cross-country meet is set for today. So, again, that's at 4:30. Again, the cross-country course directly across from the high school. So you get a chance to go out there and watch that meet. They've had 3 straight Saturday meets where they've competed pretty well, but this will be the first home meet of the season. So hopefully both the boys and girls cross-country team will have a good showing today at the cross-country course, and everything will get back to normal next week in sports, volleyball and football and softball.
Yeah,
so a lot going on.
Tell you what, it's just
But this week the schedule just wreaked havoc. Everything canceled, right?
Yeah.
But the weather forecast, you're saying hot temperatures, right?
Hell scorcho for the next 3 days.
How hot's it going to be Saturday?
Saturday and Sunday were upper 90s.
Upper 90s.
I think Sunday is the 100-degree day, according to John Weatherby. So it's going to be pretty hot the next 3 days. And then the chance of showers drops only in the 20 and 30% range through the middle of next week. So right now, river level 3.8, projected to crest at 4.7, then start dropping again. But not a lot of rain, really. But I just, like you say, they like Richard said, that they predicted pretty much where it was going to be because the Manning Brothers grocery over there, puddles of water in their parking lot, but you moved about 2 miles up the road, nothing.
When you go back a week ago when this storm first came on the radar and the projections were, coming across Florida and then Georgia, I mean, it just looked like there's going to be a lot of damage possibly in both those states for both Florida and Georgia to dodge it pretty well. Got to just feel a sigh of relief. So you feel sorry for the people up in Carolina because they're getting pounded right now. And there's some deaths in South Carolina. They got hit pretty hard, but in Georgia and Florida pretty much dodged that bullet.
Our part, that bite, that bend in the coastline has sent quite a few of them back up and away from us. It's been like that for years. The last major one that I can recall that really was major was Hurricane David, and that was 40 years ago.
And to clean up and, all the humanitarian aid headed to the Bahamas, the person in charge of the Bahamas said that the death toll is going to be staggering before it's all said and done. It continues to rise as they continue to find more and more people that did not survive that storm. So, I mean, it was just those people, you have to feel for them. I mean, 38 hours of winds over 200 miles.
There's nowhere to go.
No,
what are you going to do?
I mean, it's just sad to see, and when you think, thoughts and prayers go out to those people, because that's just watching those stories on the national news and the people that survived and talking about losing loved ones. It's just been hard to watch the last couple of days. But again, football this Saturday should be fun. Again, if you go to Athens, again, don't forget, get there early. They're going to have that unveiling of the dedication. They're going to name it the Vince Dooley Field after the legendary coach and athletic director in Athens. So, again, special ceremony. What took
them so long?
Well, the governor is the one that pretty much got the ball rolling. Once Governor Kemp became governor, he's close to the Dooley family. He felt that the coach should be recognized and honored.
That's a trend, though, that's been going on for quite a while, where you name the field so-and-so field at such and such stadium.
Well, the good news is he's still here to be on hand. Him and Barbara and the family will be on hand, and I think the governor's on hand as well. It should be a great ceremony. I know a lot of people from Wayne County are headed up to see that ball game, so it should be fun to watch. Unfortunately, Wayne County's M.J. Fuller is on Murray State, but again, hurt his shoulder, and I'm not sure if he's going to be in. I don't think he's in uniform. I'm not sure if he's going to be there or not, but again, hopefully he'll get his shoulder healed up by people from Wayne County. We're hoping to see him run the ball in Sanford Stadium, but unfortunately, due to the shoulder injury, he will not be suited up and playing in Saturday's game. 48-point favorite, the Dogs, against Murray State, the Racers. Tech needs a big win again after the tough loss to Clemson. They're favored at home against South Florida and Georgia Southern, hoping to get back on track after getting a nice check at LSU. But that was a bad thing.
That was a no-brainer.
Well, the bad thing is they got beat up. Several starters are out. I mean, they got a lot of hurt players at Statesboro, so it'll be interesting what kind of team they field this Saturday against Maine. But that's a game at home in Statesboro, 6 o'clock start Saturday up in Statesboro. So that's going to do it. Jonathan, have a great weekend. Go Braves. Maybe they'll have it wrapped up. What's the magic number?
Was it down to 15?
15 going into tonight.
15 and
every
10
win they knock off two. Like I said, any combination of Braves wins and Nats losses add up to 15. If they win, they sweep this series, they can pretty much wrap it up in Washington.
You sweep 2, 4, 6. You're down to 9.
They can't sweep. They can't clinch it by. I was hoping the scenario for me was to sweep this weekend, then go to Washington and clinch it in Washington and celebrate on their field.
You want to clinch at home.
You want to clinch at home?
That would be Philadelphia on the 17th.
Okay, we'll just clinch it at home then.
So that would be Tuesday the 17th is where we'd like to see it.
Heck of it.
Clinch. It doesn't matter where, just as long as you do.
That was one heck of a pitching performance last night by Freed. He looked good.
And they're already over my prediction for wins.
And we beat Strasburg, too. That was big. So
yeah. They're 5 games over what I predicted. I figured I thought the division was going to be so tight.
And they got the whole month to go.
Yeah.
Man, that's a bad prediction.
Yeah, it was. 82 is what I predicted.
You lowballed them. What's that
I did because I expected it to be such a dogfight.
You're a diehard Braves fans.
I predicted they were going to win the division, but
you need to hit the buzzer on your bad prediction.
Okay, we can do that.
That's what you need.
Here's a buzzer.
You need a buzzer for the bad prediction.
And then we can also do this. And on that note, that's the world
Have a
famous.
good weekend.
Have a great weekend. The world famous Butch and Bob Show on WIFO-FM, brought to you by Murphy Builder Supply and Nips Car Wash. 8:24 here at the Big Dog WIFO. Right now, let's get an update from Fox News Radio.